Right, I've just taken Lesa up the farm. It's the middle of the week, and I thought, right, okay, that's it. She's helping with some vaccinations this morning, which is really good. And I was going to get on with the boxing in and do my little window seat, the worktop, and get on with that, because we sort of galloping through that, which is really good. However, last night about 2:45 in the morning, or this morning, I heard a noise and thought it was the dogs. It wasn't the dogs, they were passed out on the sofa, and I investigated, and it turns out we have a leak. So bear with me while I open the shutters, because we'll get a bit more light on the subject. Mind yourself, little one. Yeah, so we have a leak, and it appears to be coming from apartment 2. So right in this corner, apologies for the lights are still not got in. This little electrical box last night was covered in water, and right up, I doubt whether you'll be able to see it, I probably won't get it, but around about there was water dripping down there, dripping all the way down the walls. And I put a little pan last night to see how much it collected. It wasn't a massive amount, but my little paper towel in there is very, very damp. So the job for today is to investigate. Now, as you will know, up in apartment 2, immediately above here is where I put the little fridge in. So it's wooden board across the top. The wooden board we know moved, that's got to come out anyway. However, all that area is boxed in with pipework going in. And my fear is that it's all got to come out. Here we are in apartment 2. Long time since we've been in here. I'm down by the little fridge thing. I'm taking the fridge out. I'm about to remove the boarding on the top. I was going to move it anyway because it just shrunk back so badly, and was just, you know, it just saddened me that it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. These things happen. Never mind. I have to remove the door, just for easier operation. And you can see this, the kitchen area is still open, and there's mains water pipe there and the spurs from the ballon for the little kitchenette area and the 50mm waste. So the little disconcerting thing, and I will do this down here, is that on the floor there, it looks black and mildewed, like something has been leaking through it. So I'm not really sure why we didn't even notice this, but if you can see that, let's get to ripping stuff out, shall we? Okay, I've removed the window board, and measured downstairs the line of how further away from the wall it was, to give me an idea as to where that leak possibly might be. And forgive me, I'm wearing a head torch because it is very, very dark in here. What I'll do is I will put the light down there so you can see. There we go. And I'll end up dropping my phone probably, but oh, sorry, it's very difficult to get it. But You see all that black? You see that water connector? The notorious bloody push fit screw up water connectors for the mains. That, I do believe, is the one that is leaking. Yeah, I know it's leaking because I can see the water there. And that is about the same distance downstairs as it is upstairs. Without being a diagnostic investigative plumber or whatever, I can pretty much determine that that is where our leak is coming from. Those bloody connectors that we've had so much trouble with. It's really hard not to sort of get, you know, I'm rubbish at this. Where's my Lesa when you want her? So I'm sorry that it's a bit huge of a flip, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of these are problems. And we wouldn't have noticed, I guess, you know, I probably would have noticed when I come up here and fit the kitchen in the next couple of weeks and think, what's all that black on the floor? I think that's where my problem lies. How to fix my problem is another matter. Because I need to get all that stuff out underneath it. And possibly first of all try and tighten up the connector to see if I can just pinch it up enough so it doesn't leak. But I've just got absolutely no confidence in them things anymore. And the last time I had the issue down in apartment 1, I had to replace the little section of pipe. I can't do that here because unless I rip out the entire length of pipework all the way to the ballon and feed that back round from the ballon all the way around the back of the bathroom, which is an impossibility because you just wouldn't be able to feed it. So I should let proper head scratcher this one. Let's hope I can just nip up the pipe enough that it works. And I suppose the next step would be to change the connector with the existing pipe and hope to God that you can get it fixed right, or to use some kind of other connector, which is what the road that I think I want to go down, is to find some more robust connectors. I don't mind paying for them, you know, because as another YouTuber on here, a proper plumber, says that this stuff it can be expensive, but how much is the price of a leak? And if we hadn't noticed this and done this, and we have sorry, Rockwell. We haven't, you know, we hadn't noticed this or whatever, and this had been like this, and we'd had guests, and you know, we're using water extensively, using this all the time. I think I've got a feeling that maybe it might be something to do with the fact that the obviously the water is flowing through there as the ballon refills, as we are having to use the shower up here more, because downstairs we had, you know, a little bit of an issue with the downstairs shower. I'm gonna, you know, obviously monitor all this. I'm gonna do the nip up, see if I can nip up, see if I can get anything like that. At the moment I haven't got to rip anything out, which is good. But here's a lesson for you. That is a bit of old plasterboard that was left underneath, and you can see the way the water has just dripped through the hole, soaked the boards completely. I can't get this, it's just really hard to get, but it's all black in there. And that is where the water was leaking, and that is leaked and leaked and leaked and leaked. It's gone through the tile. It must have gone through the tile and into, and then down through the stuff underneath the tile, through the floorboards. But I guess, you know, water finds a way, doesn't it? Water does find a way. Sorry about this. But yeah, so I'm thinking that's probably my leak. There's the board.
Okay, on to another week at Chateau de Montmagny, and Teddy Bear, here he is what are you doing?
What am I doing? And he is, what are you doing? And he is what you're doing. I'm making a ladder. I'm making a ladder to climb to glory.
You're already at glory, my baby.
Oh, sweetheart. See me afterwards. So we had this annoying little corner with the pipes and everything like that. And the idea was to put some strips in here so I could put a bit of plasterboard. But I managed to work out some angles to actually just do it on the angle because I thought it'd be more interesting than just boxing it in. So I've put these bits in here to attach a sheet of plasterboard in there. The trouble is obviously we've had to cut this out because we had problems with these pipes. So I'm now trying to piece in a piece there that goes all the way over there. So when I put this piece in here, that doesn't, there's a gaping great hole and somebody moans at me. So we're gonna put a cap on here. This has got to be an access panel, so I've done this with if anybody remembers the little mirror screws. So you screw the thing and then you just put a little sort of chromium little dome on it that you screwed into this, so it just covered the head of the screw. So you don't have to fill it or anything like that or put fancy fixings in it. So you just take the little screw out and then you take the little dome out, these little chromium domes, and then unscrew the thing. It's not something that needs to be looked at all the time, so that'll be fine.
That's just if there's a problem we can get to it.
That's the problem. We can access it without tearing the place to pieces, hopefully. So there's a cap to go on there with a ball nose front on it, makes a little pew, and then this shelf across here. Somebody will say, why did you make it that high when the pipes are only that high? However, there is a water valve under there, which I'm going to do something in there, and I'm going to kind of explain. I'll do a separate little piece about this.
Yeah.
Because I've got an idea what I want to do, and I want to try and do it so it, like people go, that's really clever.
Cool.
If I don't do it, then here we go, I'll just screw that bit of board on there. And that'll be it, and then I'll just go to...
I really like the board. So we're going to have the boards, the top sort of boards as wood, yeah?
They're going to be dark, and what I call the ball nose, which is just a rounded over, like a lot of stairs have what they call a ball nose front.
Yeah.
So it's just a round over bit where you're doing a round. So I've done it on that bit. Yet that bit to do, but I thought I'd get this in first. And that is, so, and then that's going to be in the dark wood to complement this and the worktop. But underneath is going to be the lighter colour that's going to hold a bit of walls.
Thank you very much for the update, my darling.
Thank you. And what have you been up to, baby?
Okay, so today, first day of the week, and I've just been finishing off bits. So I've had some more plaster work to do around the window and on this wall. So I've been sort of finishing off bits. There is one thing. We had a lot of comments last week doing the tiling on the floor, and a lot of people asked what was the solution I used. Bear with me a minute. Oh, that's no good. I was gonna show you what I used, but it hasn't got the stick on it anymore. It's hydrochloric acid, and you mix it 10 parts water to 1 part hydrochloric acid minimum. You can dilute it more. That's what I use because a lot of our stuff needs a lot of cleaning. But it's brilliant stuff. do wear rubber gloves and do wear goggles because you don't want it splashing up in your eyes, especially. But if you do get it on your arms, like I have to say today, I knocked the bucket, it splashed all over me. Luckily, I had my goggles on, and it went all over my arms, and it didn't do anything. You could feel a little bit of a tingling, but just go and wash it off with some water, and it's fine. So it's not, although it's called acid, don't panic about it. Like I did when I first heard about it.
I do believe that the actual bucket is diluted anyway, because if it was pure, you would have. Pure. And I do believe that came from Ian, didn't it?
It did, yeah. But you can get it in any DIY shops. Yeah. But it is brilliant. Somebody else also made a really good comment that after you've used it, do your final wash just with the soapy water, just to what does it do? What's it doing?
Neutralises. Does it neutralise the acid?
Neutralises the acid. So do just give it a last final wash over. So in here, I've been washing and scrubbing the floor just to get the final film of grit and everything off of it. Somebody else commented about, would you really want terracotta tiles under your feet? They get really dirty in a bathroom. Very true. However, there is a sealant that we will be putting on top of it, which we did upstairs and we also did in the hallway. So if you didn't see that, go back and watch that video. We won't be putting the sealant on yet because we're still working in here, so there's no point. Once everything's done in here, I'll then give the floor one last scrub up, seal it with the sealant, so you'll see when I do it then, and it brings it up lovely and gives it a really lovely coat on the top, so it's washable and you can keep it nice and clean. And you have to reseal it every year. The sealant does only last about a year, so you have to reseal it every year. So that's just an update on that. But there is a lesson to be learnt. Follow me, my darling. I've had to redo some work in the bathroom because on this wall, when I did all the plasterwork on this wall, you may remember in the video me going, oh, this nice crisp edge to it, it looks beautiful, I'm really pleased with the way I plastered it. Well, when we got the lights in here and a different lighting, you looked at a different angle, and if you go back and watch last week's video when we was videoing in here, Ted was standing in the doorway and you could see the line here of where the plasterboard, where the what's it called? The bandami, the tape was. You could still see the faint line. And it really bugged me. So what I've had to do today, which is a bit of a pain having to go over and do something again, sand it all down and then re-plaster, and then I'll come back and sand it off again. So yeah, today's been a bit of a going through and touching things up, finishing things off, and then I'll get started on the fireplace. My little task for this week.
Hey.
Okay, so now I've caught up with bits that were left over from last week. My job, my main aim for this week is to try and make the fireplace look a bit better. So basically it's a lot of cleaning first of all. The first thing I started with, which I'm really pleased how it's come out, is we had some tiles left over when we'd cleaned up the tiles for the bathroom. So I put in a hearth around the fireplace. There was just sort of a cement floor underneath. So I put in a tiled hearth around it. It's called hearth or hearth?
Hearth.
Hearth.
Spelled hearth.
Is it?
I think.
So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way that's come up. It's come up very nicely. Again, just like the bathroom, we will seal that once all the work has been finished and it's had its last clean. But it's come up well. So the next job is really cleaning all of the fireplace and cleaning everything just so that it's ready for me to start titivating and making good again. So
what's your name? What was it? Frankie Howard.
What is that? Who's Frankie Howard?
Frankie Howard is an old comedian in the 60s, 70s.
Oh, you're showing your age now, babe.
Oh yeah, I love Frankie Howard.
So as you can see, this old fireplace is really lovely. It's got some lovely sort of carved sides to it and back to it. I'll do some close-ups of that. Don't know if you'll be able to see it. But it needs a really good clean and scrub up. There's fire retardant rope in the doorways. So they need to be changed. So I need to change them. So yeah, first of all, I'm just going to scrub it up and see what it comes up like, and then think about what I need to do with it. So cleaning again. Okay, so I'm giving it all a really good scrub with wire brush and some hydrochloric acid again, just to get all the real built-in grime off of it. These bits are actually brass, and the fleur-de-lis are actually brass. And I've got some brass paint, so I might try and paint them up with brass. But first of all, what I'm going to try and do is just polish it up with some black fireplace polish and see how it comes up and see if that works. I'm not sure it's going to, because it's still pretty bad state. So we'll give it a go with the polish, you never know. And then if that doesn't work, we'll have to think of something else to use, which I'm sure Teddy Boy will come up with a solution. Okay, so I just wanted you to see, I've done one side, I've done this side of the fireplace, polished it up and left that side. Obviously the glass all needs cleaning. Bessie, get out. But it looks super, I think it's coming up brilliant. Now the amount of people, when we first moved in here and I said I wanted to keep this fireplace, that said, oh, you'll never be able to clean that up. It's going to take forever, you might as well just go and buy a new one. Well, we can't afford to do that. So, and I really like this fireplace. You know, it's old, yes, but I really like it. And look at it. I think it's going to look brilliant when I finished.
Okay, so it's been a couple of days since we discovered the leak. A couple of 3 days since we discovered the leak. I've been sort of periodically checking it, and it looks like there isn't a major issue. I'm about to inspect to see. I put a little plastic bowl underneath where I thought the connection was, to see if there's any water coming out, and there hasn't been, but let's have a look. So we have no water. So we have no water in there at the moment. What I'm going to do is just, apologies for my back and everything, but I just need to get down and, yeah, so there is water on the connection. A tiny little bit of water on the connection, but it's not dripping. The only thing is obviously we need to, I think if we try and nip that up again a little bit more, and that hopefully will cure the problem. But otherwise, you know, we've got to have all this out.
Okay, so first phase of the fireplace renovations has been done. Didn't get as far as I'd like to have done this week, but other things have got in the way. You know, I needed to do paint work, because if I didn't do the painting, Ted couldn't get on and do the boxing, etc. And then also we ran out of blue paint. So I wasn't able to finish the swags and fleur-de-lis, but they're coming on really good. So I'll show you the full whack next week, and hopefully it will all be finished. But anyway, so as far as the fireplace and the bread oven goes, polished it all up, came up a treat, but it looked too good, too new. So what I've actually done is some gilding on it, and I'll do some close-ups so you can see properly, because obviously we have a dog's bum in the way. But I've done some gilding around it, and I really like it. I think it looks really good. You know, it's cleaned up a treat, but it doesn't look out of place. It doesn't look new. Stop chewing things. No, you can't have that. So yeah, so next week I'll get on with the top part of the fireplace, and then we'll do a before and after, and hopefully by then I would have sealed the tiles as well, and you can see what it really looks like in before and after fashion, if you like. But I'm really pleased with it. It's come up a lot better than I actually thought it would, and yeah, let's see what it's like next week. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Let's see what Danny's got on with.
What are you doing, woman? Are you taking pictures or are you videoing?
No, I'm videoing you.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing now?
Well, this is for the windowsill, the arch window we like to call it, and it's I realised that this wood is just got so much sap in it, so it's not our usual. It's a bit of half and half. It's a bit of staining and it's a bit of burning, and it's now being waxed with the usual stuff. And I don't know whether I like it. I'm just doing it to see whether I like it. If I don't like it, I'm going to burn it properly, because then that'll come up and look at the grain on this. Look at the grain on that. And the grain will come up beautiful, and I may well still do that. But it's kind of interesting, and I'm just, I put a heat gun on this, and the sap just leached out of it all over the place. I've broke my belt sander, so I had to use a grinder, which is it's like using a kitchen, well, yeah, like, a great big butcher's knife to have a shave.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
It does look...
I like the fact that all of the grains have really come out in it, so you can see, it looks like a tree trunk.
Yeah.
It looks like when you cut a tree trunk and you can see.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I might put it on there and see.
And Teddy's done a little design in the corner. Something a little special. No, I like it. It looks really good.
I'm not sure.
What have you got to do now? Buff it up and...
Yeah, you wait for it to dry, which is good stuff. This is such good stuff. It doesn't take long to dry, and then you give it a buff with Hello.
Hello, my darling. Quick update for the end of the video on what you've been up to this week. Obviously, other than the leak.
You've got a snotty nose, have you?
He's not talking to me, he's talking to Bessie.
Yeah, Bessie's just taking a little tissue. She's got a wet nose. So we've been up to this week, again, a little bit more boxing in. We've boxed in the pipework here, ramming full of rock wool, because obviously all this area here is all waste pipe and everything like that. And these old dogs decided to have a little fight over where we are. Come on, big boy. Yeah. And so just again to make it look attractive, I've put a piece on there. There is a bit of tape there because obviously Lisa's still painting. Window board's gone in, different style in the fact that because this particular board, I had this is one complete board. It was about 3.5 meters long. I've cut it down to 1.2, just under 1.2 meters, and it was full of sap. It is full of wet. So what I did is I first of all did the usual staining treatment on it, and then blowtorched it. Not blowtorched it, hot air gun, and all the sap came up, and it leached all over the wood. So what I did is I just sanded it back, and then waxed it, and it's kind of come up really weird looking, but interesting, and both of us agree we kind of like it. The other just a couple of other points. That is an access panel for a rodding point for the waste pipes, because we've got a lot of waste going down this area. So hopefully anything, well, hopefully stuff doesn't get stuck and we don't have to use it. But so that's got to be an access panel. I've yet to fashion a particular fixing so it's easy to get on and off. I'm hoping we won't have to do anything, so it's not got to be anything, you know, quick access. You know, it's just something to do. Here again, because I've boxed in these pipes, I've also put similar to that. That will be. It's not finished yet. There was no point in finishing because obviously the painting's still going on. However, under here there is a valve for the water down to the toilets, down in the two little outside toilets. But so it's a valve at the moment, so we don't get water shooting out the end. But what we need is access to that. So what I did is I just cut a little flap in here, so you can lift that up and turn the water on and off there. Okay. It's only got to be that. Again, it might be something slightly more fancy, rare earth magnet or something like that, just to lock it down. But again, all of these areas are little perch points. Uno, dos, tres.
Cool. So as you can see,
1, 2, 3 in English.
painting wise, I have primed all of the walls, so that horrible orange is now gone.
I know, and don't it make a difference?
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, so it's you know, a little bit.
Just makes a huge difference.
It's amazing, really, when you look at all of that boxed in. And
now the windows, both windows still need to be done, but the weather's been so crappy this week that well, it's just been really intermittent, isn't it?
Yeah.
With rain, so it's not been a good weather for me to be able to take the windows out.
The worst thing about it is that we've had quite high winds as well, and taking windows out and all that rubbish. It's just going to get blown in, especially if you're painting or you're jointing or anything like that. So, yeah.
So, this area's come along nicely. As you know, the fireplace is halfway there.
Looks beautiful.
It's getting there. So, that will be finished next week. So, that is the week that was at Chateau de Montmagny. What week is it this week?
7-2.
7 of year 2.
7-2.
So all we've got to say to you is join us again next week, because we've got some exciting stuff going on next week.
Yeah.
Deliveries of certain things that you are really going to want to see, I tell you that.
Deliveries of certain things. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, fantastic.
And just welcome to Linda Giesler, who's our new patron for this week.
I was going to do that.
Sorry, go on.
You told me I was going to do that.
I'll let you do it.
Linda, welcome to this. Oh, look, let me stay at my hands. Look. That's all waxy business. You know,
anyway, welcome to our channel and welcome as a patron.
Welcome.
Very nice to have you on board.
It'd be fantastic. Please, you know, go on to the Facebook patron only page, and because it's great. You know, there's a lot of good stuff on there. You know, live videos and all that sort of business. And
those of you that are new to our channel, subscribe. Go back and watch us from day one when we picked up the keys to this place. Yeah. Loads have been going on in the last year or so.
There's quite a lot of videos now. They keep me going for a while.
Yeah, and take care, everyone. Thank you so much for supporting us. We'll see you again next week.
Have fun. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Oh. You know that word, don't you? Run. Oh my god. Go for a run. Yeah.
You like it, my boy. My beautiful boy. Yeah. I bet. Anyway. That's just about perfect. Just about
perfect size.
Just a perfect fit. Is that a perfect fit, boy?
Oh, look.
Is that a perfect fit? Right?
We would like to say a huge thank you to all of our supporters, from our patrons to our GoFundMe donors, the people that are buying us a coffee on Go Buy Me a Coffee, and you, our subscribers, each week watching the adverts for us to give us a little bit of income each month. Even if it just adds up to a bag of sand, it all helps. Take care, everyone. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
Much more.